Brad or Lee, you got a copy? Well, they don't got an elk down there. They'd be calling on the radio for help.
Oh, that's sweet.
Dad had that handmade in Alaska.
This was your dad's?
Yeah, it's got my name in it. It's got a little scratched, but as my dad would say, I didn't buy it for you to put it on the wall.
So Lakeview, Oregon is a rural community. It's actually so rural it's still considered frontier. The county has about 8,000 residents, so it's a little less than 1 resident per square mile. It's a natural resource-based economy. Ranching, farming, and timber are historically the primary industries in the area. After the downturn of the logging industry in the late 80s and 90s, we went from 6 sawmills down to just the 1. And because of that, Lakeview was facing a lot of issues, you know, with job loss and therefore poverty and other issues that go along with that. So by necessity, the community was kind of forced to adapt and change their approach to economic sustainability, so to speak. And that's kind of when a shift occurred and we started looking at things such as renewable energy and using that as an economic driver.
We've been going through 8 to 20% unemployment for 2 decades. We know what it's like that long to go. And I think renewable energy can be some of the saviors to rural America. I retired for health reasons, but or maybe age 70, that could be a reason too, but I won't accept that one. But anyway, I'm the founding director and past director of Lake County Resources Initiative. The community, we sat down with everybody, put together a strategy to attract renewable energies here as an economic development strategy. In fact, we've calculated that when we're done in probably 5-6 years with the renewables going in, we'll have offset all our climate change impacts for Lake County. And we'll have done it economically. And we're a Republican county, and I don't think there's any better thing that you can say to a fellow Republican that you've done it economically, you know.
I have noticed changes in the climate around here. I think if you asked folks that have lived in Lake County for a long time, you would get the same answer. A lot of these folks come from multi-generational families, and you know, if you spoke to any old-timer in this area, they'd probably tell you that the amount of snow that we get now is far less. In fact, I just saw a map that showed that the headwaters of Goose Lake, which is the Lakeview area, are one of the areas that are being the most affected by rising temperatures due to climate change in the entire United States.
What, they say 97% of the scientists are pointing to its reality. So why would you gamble against that? And what it's going to do, what it's going to mean, it's not going to mean much to me. I'm at an age now, my years are numbered, you know, but it is to my grandchildren, and I care about that.
When hundreds of mills have been shut down, thousands of timber workers thrown out of work, and revenues for schools and other local services have been slashed, the balance has been lost.
For a long time, there was generally just these extractive economies, whether it's mining or whether it's industrial timber. They're basically using the land in a way that's not sustainable. The idea of the stewardship economy is to actually manage the forest in a way that's sustainable and that provides those jobs in rural communities, but also really takes into account the other values of the forest. It's tough. A huge part of that shift in the paradigm from extractive economies to stewardship economies is really getting people to be open-minded about how we do work and what working landscapes are about and how you manage public lands in a way that can be sustainable and in a way that can help mitigate climate change and support rural communities and support all the critters and flowers and essential habitat in the woods.